I'm Calise Hawkins. So I was one of the original people that Marina picked to do her Friends Like Us podcast. It was me, Yamanika, Marina, and Marissa Rama. Yamanika Saunders. Like, people know who Yamanika is. I don't feel like I didn't say her whole name. And it was a great experience. At first, it was during a time I was very angry and agitated, so it was a lot of fighting amongst friends. And then me and Yamanika went away for Funny Girls, and she had to start doing a rotating panel, which actually turned out to be a beautiful thing. I have since been back to LA for a job, and I've come back onto the podcast now because when I came back from LA from my job, I was in a deep hole of depression. Is this how these Patreon videos work? I was trying to live. Let's put it that way. Trying to work out, trying to eat healthy, going to therapy. Just couldn't get back into a social place. California is very isolating. I didn't know very many comedians out there, and really took me far away from what I originally planned to do with my career and myself. Took me a couple steps forward, but a couple steps back, like emotionally. And I needed familiarity. And I reached out to Marina one day, and I called her and I told her how between motherhood and between a few disappointments in my career, I was very lost, didn't have any direction. And honestly, I don't think I would be a comedian if I hadn't seen Marina performing at the Boston Comedy Club when I first started. Very calm, very good act outs, very amazing performer, and I needed a role model. I think she knows at this point because she's a fucking narcissist, but we're probably too close in age for me to look up to her, but I'm constantly looking for somebody to show me like a good thing and show me a way. I have basically picked through the universe of my life who to be influenced by because I never had a good sense of self. This is like, what am I doing? This is like, do you want to date me? Like, this feels like the worst dating video ever.
You're doing great!
Looking for myself. And she is a good anchor for that. I think that she's also lost and confused. And so I don't feel like I'm unloading on her. I feel like we're trying to find ourselves together. I have been paying a lot more attention to the news now that we're in such turmoil. I feel like Donald Trump is somewhat of a gift to the world. He is like a dirty orange highlighter on every terrible thing that's happening. So you can't avoid the news anymore. I'm not the most informed. I don't have the best memory. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I'm willing to put myself out there. It's painful just to be corrected, even just to be led back onto course. So if you listen to the podcast, that's what you'll hear from me. I won't know what I'm talking about, but I know how I feel about it, and I think that fucking matters. I don't think we should let everybody who has the perfect memory and the perfect grasp on how everything works continue to run the world, because they obviously have focused more on that than having actual feelings towards human beings. So I think this podcast is nice to talk to people like-minded, people who are not like me, and just to get out of my house, honestly. And it's helped me in life. I can encourage, honestly, if I could just make this more about you, whoever's listening, I encourage you to find people who you can talk to on the phone or on in person. Find your tribe, find your group. If we're your tribe, come to her show. I mean, she has Friends Like Us shows every once in a while. We might be having a brunch. You might be able to physically interact with us. We might have a situation in the future where we can just all be together, because that's what this is about. I find that the more we've isolated ourselves, the more technologically advanced we've gotten and independent, it seems like all of a sudden we miss each other. And that's why the podcast nation is booming, because we're finding who we are and we're finding family. And I'm happy to be a part of this experience. You can find us on Friends Like Us 10 on Twitter, Friends Like Us Podcast on Facebook, Friends Like Us Podcast on Instagram. Our Libsyn, you have to find that yourself. iTunes, we're on iTunes, we're on Libsyn. I'll let you know, because these are just letters and slashes. These are just links. I don't know how to tell you about that. But yeah, we're out there. Friends Like Us Podcast hosted by Marina Franklin. I'm Calise Hawkins. Nice to meet you. Is that real? Hopefully we'll meet in the future in person. Bye. Mwah.